Hey guys, it's Mr. DeFelice. We're going to continue working with simplifying expressions, and today we're going to focus on using the distributive property to simplify expressions. So we're going to look at this example where we have 3 times the quantity 2x minus 5, quantity means it's inside of the parentheses, plus 5 times the quantity 3x plus 6. Since in the order of operations multiplication comes before addition and subtraction, we must get rid of the multiplication before you can combine like terms. We can do this using the distributive property. So the distributive property just takes the numbers on the outside and distributes them only to those things that are inside the parentheses that follow. So for example, this 3 is going to be multiplied by 2x and by negative 5. So it's being broken down here, 3 times 2x and 3 times negative 5. This 5 is going to be distributed to the 3x and the 6. So 5 times 3x and 5 times 6. Once you get that, you can multiply. So this becomes 6x minus 15 plus 15x plus 30. And at that point, you can combine like terms. Your 6x and your 5x can be added together because they're like, they have the same variable with the same exponent. And then the negative 15 and the positive 30 can also be combined because they have no variable with no exponents. So this answer, simplified, turns out to be 21x plus 15. Let's try some examples. If you want to pause here and try these on your own, you can, and then come back and check. Otherwise, I'm going to work through them. This first one, I'm just going to take the number on the outside and distribute it to the numbers on the inside. So 4 times 7 is 28x, because there's an x with it. And 4 times negative 8 is minus 32. That's distributing. Same problem over here. Distributing. Taking 3 and multiplying it by negative 8x squared. So I'm just multiplying the coefficients. So negative 3 times 8 is negative 24x squared. 3 times 11x is 33x. So I'm distributing, almost like a rainbow, to the numbers inside of the parentheses. Be careful with number 3 and number 4. In this problem, notice the parentheses end after the 8x. So I am not going to distribute the 5 to the 7. The 7 is still going to be there at the end, so I'm going to see if I can simplify. But all I'm doing is distributing the 5 to those two terms on the inside of the parentheses. So 5 times 4x squared is 20x squared. 5 times negative 8x is negative 40x. Made a little mistake there. And I do not distribute that 5 to the 7, so I just rewrite it as plus 7. So here, I'm done, because there's no like terms and I can't combine. Same thing in number 4. I'm only distributing this number to what's inside of the parentheses. I cannot distribute this to this one. It is not inside parentheses. So negative 2 times negative 2 times 6x is negative 12x. And negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. Be careful with negatives. 2 negatives make a positive. This number's on the outside of the parentheses, so I just rewrite it. And here, I can combine like terms. Negative 12x minus 2x is negative 14x plus 8. On the bottom, you have two sets of parentheses being separated by a subtraction sign and also being separated by a subtraction sign here as well. So when you have 3 terms inside of the parentheses, you just distribute to each term into the parentheses. I'm multiplying it by each thing. So 10 times 4x squared is 40x squared. 10 times 8x is 80x. And 10 times 7 is 70. Here I'm distributing negative 8 to everything inside of the parentheses. And notice it's a negative 8. So negative 8 times 5x squared is negative 40x squared. Negative 8 times 10x is negative 80x. And negative 8 times negative 9 is positive 72. So I have to add 72. Now I'm going to combine like terms. 40x squared and negative 40x squared cancel each other out. Positive and a negative, the same thing, equals 0 when you add them together. 80x and negative 80x also cancel each other out. So I'm just left with 70 plus 72. It's 142. Try the last one on your own. Mr. D will have the key for you to check.